Sam, Marisa, congrats on a tremendous performance. I was really devastated by the portrayal of Amy. So the first question is, Sam, you chose to have Marisa sing. So talk about, giving her the ability to have Amy's voice. And then Marisa, how terrifying was that prospect?
Well, I think, it was a tall order to find the right person in the first place as an actor to play this role, and to expect that they could sing like Amy Winehouse felt like a real tall order. So, we had lots of sort of different ideas and methods of how we were going to make this work. But Marisa, all credit to her work ethic, just went off and trained and trained and trained. And initially, we were talking about how to train in terms of, face movements and mouth movements to if we were to put in Amy's music, how that would work. But it was clear as we went sort of further down the process that Marisa was getting sort of closer and closer and closer to actually being able to sing the entire movie, which she does. And it works so well because, she's emotionally engaged in a different way than if we'd have used the studio recording. There's a different emotional connection. So it sort of makes the movie, I think, connect with people in a sort of much deeper level with, the lyrics, the words, and yeah. It's a huge responsibility.
Yeah, I mean, I think, to echo Sam, I think it was incredibly important that it was never a prerequisite when I got the job. The most important thing was to feel that Sam felt Amy when I was working, and that if Sam could feel it, then maybe an audience could too. And that really gave me the impetus to run ahead with, the empathetic work that an actor does when they portray any role, let alone someone that is as, incredible and huge a soul as Amy, but also as recognizable as Amy. But then with the singing, it just became something that I really wanted to get, not only because it needed to be right for the film, but also because this is how she expressed herself. It's a huge part of her personality for me as an actor to get on board with, because, she was a singer. So I wanted to know how to sing. And then, yeah, the more that I trained, the more it felt like a possibility.
You do a hell of a job, and I love Amy Winehouse, so I congratulate you. So
thank you.
Here's a hard question, right? How should fans feel about Amy's ex-husband, Blake, right? Because a lot of people still look at him negatively after all these years, and I'll, keep my opinion out of it. But what do you say as the filmmaker and the actress about how he should be perceived for what happened to her?
Yeah, I think it was really important for me to make this film. I felt like, her life had been so picked over during her life as well as post her death, and I felt like my responsibility was to go back to the music and to really sort of go to the lyrics and have those guide us through the movie. And Back to Black is one of the greatest albums ever, and it's all the love story between her and Blake. So our judgment doesn't come into play in the sense that she loved him so painfully and deeply and felt that way, and the album has come from that love. So if we're, going into her perspective, we need to understand that and feel that, whether we like him or not, whether we have judgment around that. What she offers us is, people are flawed. People are, sort of shown humanity, I feel, through her just love of him, of her father, all the people that we've sort of watched in the documentary as, who's to blame. And often I think, in scenarios of addiction, there isn't necessarily one person to blame. And I think for me, it was really important to make this with no judgment and just to be within her music, her soul, and who she loved. And so it's actually an easy answer for me.
Yeah.
Bravo. Thank you both. Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.